Welcome, Rae Dawn Chong. How are you, darling?
I'm good. I'm warm.
You're feeling warm?
I'm feeling warm. I'm feeling beautiful. I'm
You're
good.
warm and fuzzy inside, just with that
Just
glow.
at the moment, a little bit warm. I had a good drive up through this beautiful neighborhood. We kind of grew up here, so it was nice to visit the old hood.
Well, for those of you who don't know, you are an actress. You are a writer, a director, an activist, the daughter of one of my favorites, Tommy Chong. And which is funny because as you walked
And the
in,
sister.
and the sister who's a dear friend,
Yeah.
and just a lifelong, fascinating human being with quite a career and really stellar and beautiful, wouldn't you say, Haley?
Aw, thank you. Thank you.
And with a kooky side. So we are going to dive deep in this today.
Well, it's interesting you would say a cookie side because I think that anybody who is on a path, isn't kooky. In fact, I find them to be absolutely sane. And the people who are ignoring everything and living as if everything's fine and normal, I find them to be kookier or more woo-woo than the actual people who are on a journey.
I think that you're actually really correct in that.
But a lot of people, the Judeo-Christian thing and being evangelical, all those people are really convinced that their way is right. I find it to be all good because it's a soup that we're all part of. So we can't leave anybody behind, believe it or not. Those of us who see and who want to see and who aren't afraid of the shadow and all the things that one has to overcome to be truly on the path, we have to be generous to our brethren who are bigoted. We can't be bigots against bigots. So isn't that interesting?
We can't be bigots against bigots because we're all one.
No, we're all one. This is part of us.
We are all one, and those people are our shadow.
Those people are the part of us, the clampets and the maggots and the morons. I mean, that's part of us. And it's so hard because all I want to do is say, you go over there. You go over there for 4 million years. I don't want to, but no, we can't. We're all a group. It's a group consciousness. We said yes to humanity. We said yes to this species.
We said yes to incarnating on this planet at this time.
And they call this the star of suffering. Isn't that beautiful? It makes so much sense. There's so much suffering. I mean, there's so much bliss and glory too, but there's a lot of suffering.
And out of suffering come the greatest of souls.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about your teacher, one of your teachers. And
right, Guru Jagat.
Yeah, and I remember reading something about her, and what made me really excited about her, and this is my resistance to finishing my book or writing my book, and I'm writing a book right now, and I'm really careful to make it very clear that you have to be really smart about who your teachers are.
There's no question.
You can't just blindly follow someone. What you need to ask yourself is, why are we following X, Y, and Z? I was for 6 months in a cult called the Eternal Values Cult.
Oh, I didn't know
with Frederick von Mieres. And the reason was I had read a Ruth Montgomery book called Aliens Among Us, and I really believe that we can soul shift and we can
shape shift and soul shift
and get it just like any kind of energetic exchange.
I agree.
I believe that you can, especially if you're really sad, you can leave your body and something else can come in, good and bad.
Agree.
So when my son, who had 2 ventricular peritoneal shunts put in when he was little.
Those are the ones in the ear?
No, it's in the center of his brain.
Oh.
And so officially he's disabled, but my son, you wouldn't be able to know he's shunted. But when I had my son at 3 months, I think it was 2 months old, he had to have brain surgery and had to have a piece of plumbing put into his head. So he had 2, by the time he was 8, he had to do it again and had to upgrade it. So he has 2 ventricular peritoneal shunts in his brain. And because of that, his dura, we all have a dura around our skull. It's the material, it's almost like a fascia between the skull and the brain. His dura was quite compressed. So when I was reading the Ruth Montgomery book in 85, and Frederick von Mieres was introduced as this real walk-in and blah, blah, blah. In his crew of Eternal Values was a chiropractor who was doing cranial sacral work. And I really wanted that. And his name was David. So I flew to New York with the intention of having him treat my 5-year-old son. And he did. He released a lot of pressure. Because imagine you have something that's hooked into your skull that goes through the center of it, it would compress your skull, and we don't need compression.
Right.
No matter what part of our body.
We need the opposite.
We need the opposite. We need release. So that's how I got introduced to them. And then the second you're in the presence of Frederick, he just grabbed you. And it was really sort of provocative because this is what he offered. He offered enlightenment, fierce ruling diva, enlightenment, and queenship without any of the work. And so all the gurus who are full of shit always offer you a fast track to something that you can't rush.
Listen, what's amazing, they're all brilliant. Most of them are brilliant.
They have a sliver of brilliance.
They have a sliver of brilliance. They're incredibly dynamic.
Well, that's what hooks us, especially when you're young and you're lazy and you want a shortcut. It's like the way people think money's going to fix everything.
I love this conversation. Yes,
it's the same with spirituality. People believe, and I know for myself, I believed that if I just, ate the right thing, had enough crystals, meditated enough, did enough, blah, 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 that I would become a realized being. And because I was lazy and I wanted a shortcut, I manifested Frederick von Mieres. So it took me about 6 months of being in what I considered Nazi spirituality, because he was super racist and super creepy, that I realized, oh, fuck, this guy's a warlock. And not only is he a warlock, but he was an energetic vampire, because what happens is the cost of being with a dynamic guru who is evil, because to be able to say to anyone, I can help you be realized, I can help you find yourself, I think instantly you run into negative intention.
Listen, I think the age of the guru is over.
Well,
I think we're in the age of self-agency and education and knowledge, because there's no way to attain these gifts without working through your
it's
stuff.
impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. And I get excited when I see on TikTok I'm not on TikTok, but on Instagram, when I see the youngins, when I see the babies say stuff like, I'm sick of going to retreats. I'm sick of these gorgeous muscle-bound people. What I'm thinking of Aubrey Marcus, all these people that are like, let me show you the way. And it's like, dude, they don't know the way. You need to find it yourself. No one's going to give it outside of yourself. You need to do the hard yards, the hard studying. You need to go and hang out with yourself for a goodly amount of time. So with that, we can discuss the fact that I took a year off and went and lived in Mexico.
Oh, right. This is good. This is after the election.
Well, as soon as he won again, and I knew he cheated, because there was no way he won. I just knew it in my gut. But there was no way that the system was going to confront him, because they couldn't put the guy in jail when they should have, which is on January 6th. That's when they should have arrested him.
I want to walk this back right now we're talking about now the cult of personality. Yeah. So this is a perfect transition. So do you think he aligns with what we're discussing when we talk about the cult of personality?
I mean, the guy's a rapist. He hurts children. He's an adjudicated rapist and a sexual offender. That's just the tip. But he's done really bad things, and there's probably 3 million documents to talk about eating children and all the other alleged stuff that he did. He allegedly is all those things. I don't know how alleged it is. It looks pretty solid, but
I definitely believe in the eating children. I don't know that I don't think that he was eating the children, but I do think that has been such.
Why would he even not? Why wouldn't he? He's so creepy. But all that aside,
right? All that aside,
the point is he offered our disabled brethren in America a daddy figure. He was going to fix everything.
Disabled, you mean emotionally?
I'm talking about MAGA.
Right, okay.
Most of them are disabled in a very general spectrum, They're all disabled, let's face it. And he picked on them because he is a predator. And so for the last 10, 11 years, we've all been sexually abused by him every fucking day. Like, there is no let up.
This takes you back to my thing about self-agency and critical thinking. Whether you like Trump or not, we can't be led by our noses to anyone.
But we all are. I mean, even just think about this. I mean, anyway.
I want to hear. No,
I'm just going to say we all are, because people think, I'm just going to go back to money, for instance. If you've not had money and then you get money, the first thing you think is, I never want to lose my money.
Correct.
Because you like the things that money gives you. But the reality is, it doesn't
feel
change,
empowered by it.
It doesn't change your core essence. It doesn't change your character. What changes character is wisdom and experience.
No, money does the opposite.
Well, here's the
rub.
Here's the trick. It's a hard lesson. All I can say is we are always looking for quick fixes. I know it's in my character. I'm super lazy.
We all want to hack.
Yeah, we all want to hack. We
all want to hack.
Get skinny without having to work. Let's, whatever. We want to have a boyfriend without having to be generous. We want someone to service us without having to service them. I mean, there's all these truths. And Trump, appeals to that part of this, and he's very dark. I actually don't even think he's human at this point.
Alien?
No. Well, if archangels and the negative, if the entities that mean harm to us, I feel like they could have totally
So you're talking more reptilian.
Yeah, like maybe. Although I like reptiles, so I don't even want to say that those guys are negative because, like Peter Thiel, I mean, those guys are not, they don't have the thing that lubricates a human being. I feel like they're almost like Elon Musk, they're working on another level with the power that they have and the money that they have and the reach that they have. There's just no sense of empathy, no sense of consciousness, no sense of morality. Which
is why they're all friends with each other.
They feel like they're metallic. I almost feel like they're like the Terminator. I feel like they are machines that have inhabited flesh bags.
Yeah, so AI.
Honestly.
To some degree. I understand what you're saying.
I mean, they only want to engineer the perfect guy because they're all fucking gay, which is fine. I'm sorry. I love the gays, but those are my least favorite kind of gays.
I think they're all
machine-like, creepy guys. And they're all gay. And Trump is gay.
I think a large portion
allegedly
of the population. Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
doing the microphone, the way he was doing the microphone. Yeah. And he always had a jizz. You look at the UFC cage fight. What was that about? Naked men, sweaty naked men hitting each other. What's the other side of violence? Come on. This is a gay fest.
Yeah, I think the world is becoming.
I mean, being super macho, the Groypers movement, those are all just incels. It's all homosexuality in a distorted way. It's sad.
I guess that's why women are becoming so incredibly lonely.
Well, not only lonely, but I think that for us,
dissatisfied.
Yeah, I'm 65, and I have noticed just the idea of having someone grind on top of me is really repugnant to me. And so the idea of being in a relationship where that's a thing, it's like, oh no, that's not going to happen. The idea of being with something.
Wait, does that mean, hold on, does that mean if you're connected to someone emotionally, then do you want them grinding on top of you? Interesting.
Like just the idea
I do.
Of that.
I definitely
you want
do.
someone to grind.
I do, however. I do.
Okay, just so we can know for the world.
However.
Taylor's in the market for someone to grind on top of her.
However, it has to be deeply emotional, like
and
almost
connected.
tantric. Yes. They're I cannot do...
See, that's a different subject because I'm not saying I wouldn't get into a passionate tantric conscious coupling.
Right.
So then there's a lot of physicality in it, but just the mindless grinding is what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that.
No.
I haven't been able to do that for a long time. I also believe that when you're with somebody...
I have that towel that's in there because for some reason I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
This is making me sweaty.
I'm not going to even... You're getting hot.
I'm getting hot.
All this talk about grinding... What I believe.
What do you believe?
I believe that when a man is inside you, he automatically becomes a part of your auric field. And it doesn't happen the same for men because we're actually allowing them into us. Like we are the recipient of that action. And so I think that they stay with us. And so I don't want, it's kind of like we talk about doing.
You don't think that your energetic field.
Energetic field, yes.
Your auric field doesn't penetrate a man?
I don't think it imprints them the same way that a man's does a woman.
I don't know if it did. Maybe you're right about that, but I definitely think that our energetic field imprints and it penetrates, which is why a lot of times guys are afraid of women.
Well, we're magnetic and they're energetic. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we have an impact. We have a deep impact on everybody. I mean, we are the creators. We have an impact. That's
we're the portal. We're the airport.
We are. We're the Exactly. So I think that for us, it's different, but I don't want anybody at this stage in my life. I've worked too hard. I don't want anybody coming in and ruin any of this. Like, this is me. It's pure. It's good.
Yeah.
It hasn't been. I was definitely a low frequency person when I moved to LA. Yeah. That's changed, and I am not. There is nothing that I'm willing to do
Well,
to change
here's
that.
here's an interesting thing about that. Were you a low frequency person, or were you just traumatized?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
I think most of it is trauma. I think we're all traumatized.
For sure, that's what leads to it. And then do you hold on to it, or do you work through it? Or, I mean, they're different. Look,
I don't know that trauma goes away.
well, don't you think Trump was traumatized?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so trauma doesn't go away.
I don't
It's
think it
how
goes
you
away.
channel it.
I think it transforms.
Of course,
transforms.
Transform,
But I don't think it
transcend.
ever goes away. And I don't think
It
our
doesn't.
wounds ever heal.
Certainly not in this human experience.
No.
But our souls can travel on without the trauma.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think we carry it around. Now, here's the thing I think that we can do that does happen. I think that we transform our response to our luggage.
100%.
Like, what transforms and what does change is how we respond to it. But I believe that the wound is permanent, and I believe that we earned it, and I believe that our trauma, I mean, because the whole, you got to get rid of your trauma. I think that's offensive to people who have not looked at their trauma or don't understand their trauma. So I find when I say to people who I know are traumatized, and I say it in a way that they shouldn't be afraid of it. Like, I want to help people, but I want them to transform the relationship to it.
Okay, well, Rae Dawn, it is a battle scar, and it's a badge of honor.
It's
However,
a stretch mark.
It is. However, and it's also a gift. Like, the stronger souls choose the stronger path. But as you get older,
But what's the path that's stronger?
the least resistance is always the clearest path.
You think so?
Yes,
You know what's funny?
I think the least resistance, and I believe heart
See, I
and soul.
disagree. I think the path that is the most, that is the
noblest?
hardest, that's the hardest path, I think it's just rife with issue. I think that
Correct.
because it has to be a reckoning to release the lotus, to release consciousness.
I think we're saying the same thing.
You have to traverse, like, the battle of Kurukshetra with Krishna.
Exactly.
You have to go through a battle, and it's a battle with your ego, and it's a battle with your fears. I don't believe it is in the least bit easy or the least bit clear. I think it's a jungle, and it's got vipers in the hole.
No, and we're Arjuna. We are the warrior.
But it's difficult,
And
it's lonely.
It is difficult.
And it's
hold
painful.
On. Nothing is lonelier than transformation. So when you're wild, you have a huge group of renegades with you. They're your party buddies, your drinking buddies.
But none of them are on the path. You could be
No,
you
and
could
then
be in
you-
a room full of people who claim to be on the journey, and they're not doing any of the work.
Then you start getting, the more enlightened you are, I feel, the less people you have around you, right? You don't need as
Absolutely,
much.
because you can't tolerate the small talk.
Can't tolerate. They can't be around you. Your
No, because
presence is
it's like
too
being
much.
on the spectrum.
Right, you're correct.
It's like being on the spectrum.
They also think we're full of shit. Like, they're like, oh, listen to that.
But
that
sometimes
woo.
I am full of shit. Like,
Of course.
I've noticed that I can be, if I'm really honest, 2/3 of my life, I was completely and utterly full of shit because I was scared and I didn't know who I was. And I didn't trust. I thought if I was beautiful and famous and everybody would love me and I would be like the most amazing this or that, I'd buy Chanel, I'd live in a beautiful house, whatever. And all those things just turned out to be not true.
Talk to me about that.
Well, no, this is what
Because I feel like most people do. It's like the money thing again.
2/3 of my life was just struggling to figure out the essence and what I was really looking for. It wasn't show business. It wasn't fame. It wasn't success. It certainly isn't Oscars. What I was looking for is something that only I could give. And that was a sense of love and a home. It's like realizing I need to do nothing more than know who I am.
When did that transformation happen, and what was the precipice?
I began my path officially in 1989. When my son was 7, I started working with these witches, basically. And there were 3 of them. And
Good witches.
Yes.
Yep.
And they put me through the paces. And they used the pathwork, the guide lectures, which is channeled material. But
By whom?
From Eva Parekos. It's called the pathwork. And I did the pathwork for a long time. And I did my beginning therapy with twice a week with Sage Walker. And Nadia Beck, Sage Walker, and Kim Rosen were my first 3 teachers. And they just beat the bejesus out of me.
Was this a scene here? I'm not familiar with this. So
No,
was this a scene or is this something?
Upstate New York.
Oh,
this
okay.
This is in Onteora. This
Got
is
it.
the Pathwork Center. This was a really beautiful spiritual psychology and spirituality.
Still
bridge.
around?
No.
Okay.
You can get the material, but the center was sold to Tibet House, to the Tibetans.
Yeah.
But this was a really important thing. And what it did was it taught me to deconstruct my defense structure. Because every human being who has trauma, which is every human being, creates a defensive structure. And this defensive scaffolding
Becomes your identity.
It not only is your identity, and it prevents you from being hurt, it also prevents you from feeling and experiencing love.
Right. It holds out
So
everything.
it becomes outdated.
Exactly.
It becomes outdated and it becomes calcified. And I started to notice in 1989, I would have been 28. I started to notice that I couldn't experience bliss, joy, love, or even an orgasm because I was so defended. And then at that same time, I was just extracting myself from Frederick, from the eternal values cult. So I had realized, not only am I full of it, but I also wanted to take a shortcut. And when you want to take a spiritual shortcut, you attract a guru that is a dark lord, a warlock, a spiritual vampire.
Oh, I've seen them. There was one in my community.
Well, a
and
lot
I
of
saw
people
him
think
operate.
that even just, your
Guru
teacher,
Jagat.
was
I believe that her teacher was that. And
Yeah,
people
who was her
misre-
teacher again?
Her teacher was a man named Hari Jivan Khalsa.
Well, I mean, it's hard
And he
not
was the
to
man
be...
behind the curtain. And I understand. Look, I watched that documentary. I understand why people believed what they believed, but they didn't know the secret life. They didn't know who
But
was
don't you
pulling
think
the
the
strings.
whole movement around learning how Kundalini is sort of tricky because that's an energy that you don't want to fuck with. If you're not ready
It's
for
tricky,
what it
but
is,
it's not dark.
But if you're not ready for that and you start doing all the physical stuff and you are emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically not prepared for the download and the upload and the connection of all your chakras, you can explode. I mean, I think that's what mental illness is.
Yeah, I've heard that said. Do I think it's accurate? I just don't know. I've had 2 awakenings, and they were really fascinating and complex and difficult to process.
When you say awakenings, what happened?
God, it was almost like a psychedelic experience. I was driving. My teacher had, after 2 of her classes, and they were several months apart, but they were sort of at the beginning of my journey because my body wasn't used to that energy running through it. I mean, that's what I believe happens. That's why you have these awakenings, because your body isn't used to running this kind of energy
But
through it.
what do you
what
call
happened?
an awakening?
For me, well, lots of people have physical. I had visions, visions and physical. So I saw a crescent shape, a moon shape of my abdomen just take itself out of my body. And I think it represented pain because I was holding on to it. I didn't want it to leave me. Mm-hmm. And this was one of the most significant things because it was in that moment I realized that we hold on to our pain for protection and for comfort. Our pain is our comfort. It's our story. Letting go makes us vulnerable. It's petrifying. And it's like that wall you're talking about, that calcification in us. We build it to protect us, but it also keeps us out. It doesn't allow us in.
It keeps everything
out.
The
orgasms, the joy, the ups and downs, they're gone. So do I think that people who aren't ready for an awakening, I mean, I guess perhaps it's scary, but fear is essential to the process.
But it is it scary? No, I don't know.
It is scary.
It's scary.
I had it. It's petrifying.
I don't know that it's scary. Maybe it's just new.
Yes,
So
but
anything
what is,
new
of
is
course,
scary.
you don't know what you're going through. You don't know what the lesson is in that moment,
Well, for me,
and you don't know if it's going to stop.
for my journey, when I started, the ladies were able to show me that I had never met my shadow. And my shadow was spectacular. I mean, my mask self was fantastic. She was famous. She was rich. She was young. She was pretty.
Oh, that was your shadow.
My ISI. It's
Interesting.
called your idealized self-image. And I was able to meet her and not put her down, but I saw how she functioned, and I realized, oh, that's not my authentic self. That was the person I presented.
Right. That was your
But
representative.
it wasn't who I am. And that was tricky because I really counted on her, and she helped me get work. She was a very important, the mask self is a powerful entity, and everybody has it. Some people have a name for it. I call her Miss Fabulous. She was fabulous. And, but here's the thing. What I didn't want to look at was this shadowy, inky, dark, the abused, the skinless little girl that had been severely abandoned and abused as an infant and as a child. I didn't want to know her. And she was underneath Miss Fabulous. Like, not wanting to see my secret is what fueled Miss Fabulous to be bigger, brighter, more. And that underneath, I just imagined it to be a giant dragon of dysfunction. And when I was able, in safety, to break it down my defenses and sort of meet that little cowering, little abused being.
Did you embrace her and love her?
Not only did I embrace her and love her, she wasn't as big and scary as I thought she was going to be. And in fact, she wasn't even as dirty as I thought she was. And she was totally worthy of me. And I was worthy of her. And like, I helped her up and kind of cleaned her up. And all of a sudden it was like, I didn't have to be ashamed of anything. Like, you couldn't shame me at that point.
So what,
you know
did
what
you
I'm saying?
merge? Yes. Did the true self merge
I integrated
with that?
her.
You integrated.
And I said yes to her. And I said, I love you. And I love her. And she's an important part of my tapestry.
Was she as powerful once you embraced her?
Well, avoiding her was taking a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But integrating her empowered me tremendously. And also being able to
Empowered the real you.
Yeah.
Right.
And people say, Rae Dawn, like, I have met people who are offended by my energy because they don't understand why I'm not insecure or why I'm not cowering or something, or, you know, and I know it's because
Can you unpack that a little bit? What do you mean they don't understand?
I have met people in this town particularly who are offended by the fact that I'm not feeling bad for being 65 or having gray hair or being not super thin. Or I have noticed that I have offended people just by the fact that I know how bad bitch awesome I am. And there's nothing that they could do to take me off my game. Like, what are you going to do? Call me a nigger?
Yeah, right.
Am I going to go, you hurt my feeling? You're going to call me a man? You're going to tell me I'm not pretty? Like, as if. I don't need that. I don't need to hear it from anyone. And so I come from that place, but I wouldn't have been able to come from that place had I not done a lot of excavating and dissembling and, you know, saying thank you to all my structures, but they're good now. I don't need it because I want to be here for everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, me too.
I want to feel. I want to feel the touch. I want to be sensitive to the shifts and to what's coming. You can't do that in a defended, idealized self-image masky
and you
way.
can't do it with walls or masks. So you have to be.
So that's where money is a curse. And that's where fame is a curse. And that's where being somebody like Oprah or Madonna is a curse. I mean, you know, I love Madonna's music. I think she's an amazing being. But watching her struggle through her sexual thing that she's doing right now at 67, it's not to say you shouldn't be a viable sexual person at 67, but the way she's doing it is really painful. Because you can tell there's an unmet need. That's from the day she was like 14, 13, 12,
Right.
or the day she was sexually abused when she was 9. Whatever, I don't know if that happened.
I understand.
But there's a thing there that's unexamined.
I think.
And so we're still seeing it at 67, and it's crusty.
So are we saying?
It's like looking at a sexual mothball.
I understand, and
I love Madonna.
I understand,
but I don't necessarily like her as a person. But I love her ism and her beats,
and there was a time that she
The
spoke,
Ray of Light is
was
one of my favorite records.
There was a time that she spoke sort of for all of us who just
and
wanted
she has
to feel
moments
empowered.
of genius, and I think
There's
she's
no
a bad
question.
bitch. But what we're watching also is her unexamined life.
She can't be in her body, in her moment.
She can't be 67 showing your crotch. It just isn't something we do.
And nobody wants to see it.
And nobody wants to see it.
That's the right.
Or any of it.
There's a discomfort in self.
But and I don't want to be misogynist because I really do love women.
But people,
powerful
some
women I
people
love.
see it. No, I don't. I see it as you do. I see that there's a discomfort in aging and being in
It's
yourself.
just unexamined stuff.
It's
in her.
unexamined.
And so she's got this old.
But there are those other
musty-
people who are like, yeah, go for it. That's great. And I'm like, no. That's not the message. The message isn't telling her how fabulous it is. And you go, girl. And all that stuff is
yes. And I was watching, there's a woman who's on the internet, and I won't say who she is because I don't like her,
okay.
but she has a couple shows, and she's a Republican, and she's super smart. And recently she did a whole little piece on Madonna, and I
think I know who we're talking about.
and I
won't say
had
her
to
name.
agree with her that the Madonna thing was creepy.
I'm
Just in terms-
surprised you watch her.
Sometimes, not always,
Oh, okay.
because she does get on my nerves, and I find her to be really gross. I don't agree with her politically. It bothers me. I actually broke up with some friends.
She's very smart, by the way.
She's very smart, and but I still think she's creepy.
But what I want to say is I like that you listen to both sides because
I
it
do.
offers you right. I think we need to be open and objective and take it all in so that we can form our own opinions.
I have a lot of friends who are very, very wealthy, who are very, very conservative, and they're very racist, and they like me for some reason, and maybe even love me, and I tolerate them, and I have patience with them, and I deeply disagree with them on 90% of what they believe in.
And that's fine,
Isn't that crazy?
I think it's fine. Can we talk back to money? I want to go back to your belief system around money.
Well, it's tricky.
I would like to hear it. Let's go into it. Because for me, I want to start off by saying I look at money as energy. And
it's a fun, it is energy, and you're right too.
And whatever you do, it's up to you to transform that power.
Okay, but wait a second. Okay, but you're like a courtesan. You were able to work it. You had
courtesan. I love
you had to work a lot of hours doing a lot of things you didn't want to do.
Oh my
with
God,
someone you
right.
didn't necessarily love.
I love you.
And that is how you manifested quite a bit of cake. But can I say something
love you.
without judging? Like good on you, girl. I don't have that muscle.
I understand.
I've had opportunities where I could have.
You had a different
I could have
muscle.
gone over the Rubicon and then secured that. But then my biggest thing this lifetime, I'm just going to say, is I like my connection to my guides and angels. And I like the way they push me. And I like where I'm going. And I often wonder if I have more distraction. Money is a distraction. Yes, it's an energy, but it's also a distraction. And it's also a buffer. I have really appreciated everything in my life the way it is, and sometimes I run out of money because I don't think about it, which is really not great because you should think about it. I don't often think about it, and I'll run out of it. But what I've noticed is that I'm still connected to my knowing and my guidance. I think that I have non-physical guidance that comes to me. But I wonder...
And you're connected, yeah.
I wonder, had my life been different and had I been more cushioned, would I have been as driven to get into the nitty-gritty of my path, my little tiny dusty little fucking path that's really difficult? Would I have stayed motivated? Probably not.
Of course not.
Because a lot of my friends who have a lot of money, they won't go do the work.
They don't
because there's
even
no
know-
reason,
Right,
and they fill their life with, they fill their schedules.
Well, hold on. Things can happen. Tragedies can bring them up. Can bring that on
Tragedy
them.
puts you, like cancer, divorce, murder, whatever, the things that knock your socks off. I've noticed people will take it for about a couple years, but then they'll go right back to old habits.
Do you really think so?
I've noticed that. You know, like my dad had cancer and he became a person
Right.
from the cancer because it kicked his ass. But he's already kind of back in his cocoon of weirdness.
Well, he's protected. He's right. He's
It's just habits. It's habits of survival. In order for him to be in his life, he has to be a certain way. So let's go. Let's talk about money.
So do you think? Yeah, let's talk.
I think Mackenzie Bezos is a good example of someone who's figured it out, which is with her $50 billion, she has taken a huge chunk and said, let me spend my day giving this away to charities and things that need it. And so she has filled her cosmic celestial bucket with a lot of good fortune, because why not? She has $50 billion. On the other hand, we have other beings who have $1 trillion.
Well, let's talk about her husband and his current wife.
Yeah, and you would never see that. And I know they do some good things, and I don't want to just knock them for
Right,
that.
I understand, but
the
outside
moral,
right,
the
compass.
moral texture of their souls are so different.
Correct.
Like Mackenzie Bezos's whole vibe, and she had a really good mentor. She had someone I really admire, which is our
Back to having a good teacher.
Yeah, her teacher
Back
was
to having most people who are like this have had a good role model.
Well, do you know who Toni Morrison was her?
Oh, really?
One of her teachers and guides and mentors. So she. That's a deep one. And
that's just out of that. Wow. Okay.
And Toni Morrison, I met her. I had a night with her. She does not suffer. She did not suffer fools. No. If you weren't, and she was also the best friend and mentor or best friend to Leibowitz. Fran. So that.
Wait, they were lovers, weren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean? They slept together. Maybe.
Oh no, I thought that they had a lifelong.
Maybe they had a thing. Yeah, but I think they were super best friends as well.
Okay, well,
what's the difference?
They're women.
It's like Rumi and his teacher.
Right.
They were lovers. Who cares?
Right.
But that's her vibe. But that was her.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. So that's a really good soul to have gotten
next to. Had influenced you.
So it doesn't surprise me that Mackenzie has the consciousness that she does.
No.
It doesn't surprise me.
What surprises me is that relationship.
You mean
Mackenzie and Toni?
They were super close.
Wow, I had no idea.
That was her mentor.
Wow.
So, and the whole Mar-a-Lago face and looking like a blow-up sex doll, I mean, it's the thing that's demanded of women. So I don't want to knock Lauren Sanchez for looking like a sex doll. But I do want to say, I know that's not her intention. Her intention wasn't to be looked down upon as a cheap, thing that she's looked down upon.
Well, she's pretty fascinating. She's done a lot of incredible things.
She's got a lot of work ahead of her because she's doing both. She's trying to traverse both. And when we talk about money, I don't know that you can traverse. I think you have to choose, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I mean, Taylor, you know this because you've been on both sides of this.
Yes, but like I said, I wasn't a high frequency human being at the time. If that would happen to me now, I would definitely be able to navigate well.
You think so?
Oh, I'm quite certain. I do agree with you that women who marry rich or vice versa, they become fancy very fast.
Well, it's not just make fancy, your heads but they're also there to
professional consumers.
But they're there to serve him in a way that I think is sort of disempowering. I mean, she has to be sexually viable, ready to go at all times, and the way she looks is like it's kind of porny. So, and I know that's not what she wants. She wants to come across as a strong, intelligent woman who had ambition, who can fly a helicopter, which, by the way, is really difficult.
It's really intense.
And so she's not stupid.
And was brave enough to go up into space? Like, I don't know. I'm pretty brave. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah, you'd go to space. Have you ever flown the Concorde?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to space, essentially. It's very close. 70,000 feet up. You're going pretty close. You see the curve of the Earth, right? Don't you remember that?
I do remember that.
It's beautiful. So you would go to space. It's not a big deal. They only went up for 5 seconds anyway.
Well, I didn't know that at the time, by the way. I was shocked. When they came back down, I thought she was going to be gone. I thought that she was going to be gone for a couple of days.
I
was shocked.
It was lame. I
was shocked.
I think that if you have that kind of access to that kind of cash, and I feel bad because now I'm saying she's a sex doll. The Mar-a-Lago face. No, because the truth is,
the Mar-a-Lago face is offensive to me. So I have no problem with that. It's not offensive. You do whatever you want, but it's a shocker that anybody would even be inclined or
I don't know. I had my breast implants removed. I had them for like
I had
almost,
my boobs taken off.
I had them in for almost 40 years. And I did it when I had just nursed my son for 3 years, and they were like so destroyed. And I was in Hollywood. It was the 80s, and I just wanted a little help. So I got tiny little implants put in. And then life happens, and 38 years later, I'm like, I have to get these fucking things out. Turns out, breast implants break immediately. Do you know this?
No.
They are absolutely disgusting. The reason why there's
I think they look super hot. Like I like big
let me
boobie
tell you
and
something. Yeah,
sexual
good natural
lovely-
big boobies are a whole other thing. But fake boobies, you're putting poison in your body, and those fun bags break immediately. So all the women who have fun bags in, they're leaking. It's a known.
I did not know this.
They break immediately. Think about it. And they're not made well. But did you have implants?
I just had big boobs, but I breastfed forever, and I was running and yogaing, and so they were like down to my knees.
Well,
and
what
I'm
I
like,
was gonna say
this is not sexy.
No, it's not sexy. But what I was going to say is I got mine removed, and I feel bad that I ever got them put in. Because if you think about it,
That's such a waste of a thought.
I only did it.
But that is a waste of a thought.
But I did it for the wrong reason. I did it so you would love me.
To be sexy and hot?
So I was in Hollywood. I had to show my tits.
That's the exact right reason.
Oh,
to be sexy and hot? What other reason do you do things like that when you're young?
I know, but I feel like bad that I ever did.
Oh,
but I'll tell you
that's a judgment of self.
I know, but if I could start over today, I wouldn't have.
Listen, if I could start over today, I'd be.
If I was Rae Dawn Chong at 20,
but thank God,
I would not have had a baby.
Yeah,
I would not have put breast implants.
Doesn't
I would have gone to school.
This is about that youth is wasted on the young, right?
My
if
God,
we could,
dude.
right. That's why you have to write your book.
I'm writing. I've got 400 pages of something.
Like, what would you tell your young self?
Yeah, I would tell myself, like, girlfriend, don't have a kid. It's a lot. I mean, they're lovely, they're great, but it's slightly unsatisfying because as they get older, the better job you do, the more you won't see them.
The more independent they are,
Yeah, you
and
don't
that
see them.
right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I love my son. Don't get me wrong. I love my grandkids, but still, the reason why I did it was so that I would feel loved. That's not a good reason to have a kid. Hello. And I was 20, so 21. And then
Rae Dawn, you're still a human in this incarnation. You have to cut yourself a little. Like, love is a big part of it.
I know, but you know what?
Self-love.
It was a cheap way to get love, to be honest. It was an expensive way to get love, actually, because it completely isolates you, as you know, with kids. And in your case, you have a disabled kid. I mean, forget about it. Your life becomes completely consumed with making sure everything. You're like third billing.
My biggest problem is that I love living in an isolation tank. I loved COVID.
So do you think you're on the spectrum?
No, I think
She's so cute. She's like, come on.
No, I don't. I think I'm on my own. Back to the kooky. I think I'm a little offbeat. I think I've become similar to you because I owned a nightclub and a restaurant. And I think I have burnout. And I'm allergic, unfortunately, to most other human beings.
No, because people are disappointing. I actually hate a lot of people, too. I wake up and think, ooh, I don't know if I like humanity today.
I said this really funny thing with Haley. Yeah. Like, now that my daughter is in college, I've had to reconnect. And I've had to make friends. And I forgot how great a good friend is.
Yeah.
I had forgotten.
It's juicy.
And I love my friends from California. And I think people say to me, oh, you're the quintessential New Yorker. I don't feel like a New Yorker at all.
And then, you know what's crazy? I love New York. I had my son in New York. I lived in New York on and off for years and years and years and years. And I love NYC. But I also realized I can live anywhere. I mean, I just lived a year and a half in Baja, California, and I loved it.
Oh, I thought you were in Mexico.
It's Mexico.
Oh, okay.
It's called Baja California, but it's the peninsula.
Okay.
So it's Mexico.
So you ran away with your pit bull.
Me and the pit bull went down, and I went to Todos Santos, and I spent a year and a half, year-ish. I can't say it was exactly 6 more months, but I loved it, and I was isolated. It was like monastic. I sat in this cute little space with this incredible yard. I watched horses run by my house. I had a very simple life, writing, going to the beach, eating food, hanging out with a couple of friends. I ended up making a lot of friends, which I didn't really plan because I didn't care if I had a social life. I just wanted to focus on my book. But it's been the most healing thing to be off the grid in a way.
Tell me how, because I think we all fantasize
I think
about
that
it.
it's healthy
It's
because
courageous.
you learn everything. You're just with you, yourself, and I, and you learn a lot. You have a low threshold for small talk. I said no a lot to things because
I say no a lot, and
I
changed
like
that.
being in my jammies.
I want to start saying yes.
I like watching a show that I want to watch. I like working, and I mean, there were times I was talking to myself, and I thought, "Ooh, I need to get out and talk to a human being." But I think it's really healthy. And then it was great to be in another culture. And I love Mexico. I love Mexicans. I find Mexican people to be kind, very family oriented, very religious, very honest, and super funny and super intelligent. I mean, the opposite of what this fucking guy says about them. Mexican people are fine. They're the finest. So I'm a big fan of Mexico. I love Claudia Scheinbaum. I'm going to go back. I want to go back. I'm only here now because it's hot. And
you're not back for good. You're going back.
Oh yeah, I'm going back. I'm going up to Canada for the next 3-4 months.
Which is where you're from.
To Vancouver and hang out in Canada. I'm just trying to avoid America until the Nazis get out. I want the Nazis to go away.
Do you find that's so? You hear people saying that all the time.
What?
That they're going to leave after an election, regardless of what party is in.
Oh no, I did it.
Right, you did it. And so was the goal?
Not only that, I drove by myself with my pit bull through Mexico, and the road was gnarly.
I mean, this is warrior stuff. But what were you really looking to gain? Because
what I'm doing, can I tell you? I'm still on it. I'm still on my path.
Tell me.
I want to be able to isolate, be in a monastic situation, and finish my book. Finally, I want to do a really good job. It's really hard.
I would imagine.
Really hard. I have 400 rough pages, and I still have probably another 600 to write to just get it perfect. It's not going to be 1,000 pages, but
no, I know.
But the other thing I want to do, the other thing I like doing, and I'm doing, is getting off grid in the sense of I change up. I don't have the same things to count on, so I'm changing up the way I move my body. I'm changing up the way I eat. I'm changing up the way I relate to people, and then I'm opening myself up. To the world and. Because I think that right now with the shifts that are happening and all the deep core, earth core changes and the sun changing and all the frequency changes, I think that to be mobile and to be nomadic is probably smartest. And I'm a survivor in that way. I'm even a little bit of a prepper. So I believe in being mobile. And so I put all the things that I value the most, I put that in a box in storage. And I'm just living with a lot less, but I'm learning and getting a lot more from it, if that makes any sense.
Are you enjoying life?
I am. It's insane how happy I am. I'm like exponentially happiest, right? Like way more happier than I've ever been in my life. Like living in LA felt oppressive to me. I felt like I was waiting for something. Like, what are you waiting for? Someone going to discover me at 65? I don't think so. Am I waiting to get another job? But if I got a job, it's just a job. Like I ended up doing a couple films on Zoom from Baja because my friends are filmmakers and they're like, Rae Dawn, when you do this part, you can do it on Zoom. So I ended up still doing movies. Like I can't get away from movies, Do
you think Trump was just an excuse? You were really wanting to do this?
Oh, I would have done it. I was going anyway.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Trump is always
I understand
an excuse to get away from.
I understand, but he pushed you out the door, so to speak. Because it's something you were yearning for, probably.
Desperately.
Anyway. Right. Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Desperately.
And that makes more sense.
And I think I'm just super happy. I mean, in that respect, and I'm lucky financially that I can.
Of course.
But then again, I'm really enjoying living with less, living in a smaller space, I have my rig. So I'm obsessed with my truck. I'm mechanical and nerdy. I can talk ad nauseum about air compressors. I can talk about car parts. I mean, my friends are like, they look at me, they call me Shagaiver because I actually can go forever. And it's like somebody finally said, Rae Dawn, you're on the spectrum. I'm obviously on the spectrum.
Do you think you are?
Probably.
Really?
I'm weird.
But you connect so easily. You look in none of those telltales.
You can be high functioning. You can be. It's a spectrum.
I guess that's why they call it.
I find it interesting to talk for a long time about car parts.
Like Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance.
No, I mean, I'm not afraid to look under the hood and say, oh, I think it's this.
This one's a real mechanic.
You get it. You get it.
Oh, like, she's a real mechanic.
I think it's important, especially if you travel as much as I do, to not be helpless. Like,
no, it's not.
I can't. I have no patience. That's where I'm mean. If I meet somebody that I know is using that currency of, I can't. I want to kill.
What if it's just an act and they're clever enough?
Of course, it's always just an act.
No.
Always.
Oh God, some people are incapable of. Oh, you have no idea. I've seen.
But that's called willful ignorance, and I find it sinful. If you want to talk about what are the real sins in life, that is being willfully helpless. Oh, honey, I don't know what that means. That is fucking evil.
Okay, I want to go back to money because I think this is something that so many people struggle with. You do not believe that money is the means to the end or that it is an answer on any level for happiness.
If your intention is to be big, bad, and powerful, I find that it's a really cheesy, low-class way to get it. Honestly, because the people with real wealth, you don't even know. They have tattered rugs. Their furniture is breaking. They don't have that nouveau riche thing.
But you're talking about the old wasps.
I'm talking about real wealth.
But I don't know anymore. I think that used to be the case.
No, but they still exist.
It used to be like the old wasps wouldn't fly first class. I think they do now. First of all, wasps they're obsolete.
Well,
I mean, they don't have the money anymore.
Well, anyway, the point is...
Right, the point is, first of all,
money has never made a person powerful. What makes you powerful is finding out that we are, in fact, infinite, that we're bulletproof. What are you going to do, kill me?
Right.
What are you going to do, fucking kill me?
Because that's also the beginning
that's just
of
my
the next...
carcass. You're going to fucking kill my carcass, but I can haunt you. It's on your report card. You'll have a miserable time because you'll always think about me. Because you can't get away with shit in this life. In this universe, everything sticks to us. That's why you better keep your shit organized. Because nobody gets away with anything.
I think the hard thing with the money grab is that you lose a bit of your authenticity because you don't have to be that anymore. Nobody's calling you out.
Well, not only do they not call you out, but you can't trust anyone who likes you.
There you go.
So my girlfriend,
you go. Now you're touching to what I think is the real problem.
My girlfriend, I was friends with this couple.
And they're only friends with each other because they think everyone else hates them.
I was friends with a couple. The husband made a lot of money. They divorced. She got half, and it was a lot of money. And she cannot find someone to date that isn't there because she has a lot of money. In other words, it ruined her life in terms of her emotional sense of security. Like every guy she goes out with, she always has this patina of insecurity. Like, is he here because he loves me? Or is he here because he's got this? Like, it's got to be the same for Mackenzie Bezos. Like, she needs to go. You can only date billionaires if you're a billionaire because that's when you know.
Or you can say, guess what? I get to date whoever I want.
But there's always that creepiness, like the money change. I'm not saying, look, Lorene Jobs is probably in a great relationship, but I do think
she's pretty fabulous.
She's extraordinary.
She's pretty fabulous. I just met her.
And she's really smart.
I just met her.
She knew where to sit. And she probably studied and figured out this is good. Listen, I'm not turning down somebody else. If I could meet someone that I felt was my equal, and they just happen to be a billionaire, I'm not going to kick them out. Right? I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to turn him down because there's $1 billion at our,
You might have a hard time connecting, believe it or not. But
I was going to say,
really have a hard time.
But no. There's probably somebody with $1 billion who's not a dick.
Yeah, there are,
and who's open. Because there's guys that are broke that are fucking assholes, and they're not open. Sure. And they're broke, so not only are they dopey,
that's a double whammy.
But it's a quadruple.
Right, they've got the trifecta.
It's like, not only are you broke, but you're not even that good in bed.
Right. What a disaster.
It's like, and you have no game. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
So many fabulous women are choosing to be alone.
Well, are they alone though? They have a social life. They've got their gaybies, their gay friends that they can go out with. Your beards.
I've got my soy boys.
Yeah.
I've got my yogis. They make me happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My yoga communities mean so much to me. My
Well,
kundalinis mean so much. They really do. And so I've sort of extricated myself from the culty group. Now I'm just in this group of really spiritually aware, mostly young people who are really trying to dive deep.
I'm so glad. Because I would like to think that the newbies, the babies, are wiser, smarter, more
They
open,
are.
and
They
evolved.
are.
I actually think that the universe is sending us better souls anyway,
Well, they're just coming in at a higher frequency.
at a much higher frequency.
Don't forget, this is the age of Aquarius, right?
Who could forget?
Right.
I mean, we're functioning at a higher frequency vibration.
And everything's
anyway.
faster and speedier.
Way, way.
I talk to my daughter, and I can't believe she's 19. I'm like, what it took me to get where she is now.
You blinked and she became 19.
Whew. But also in my lifetime, like, I had to go through so much to get where she is now. I had to go through so much pain to see things the way she does. It's
fascinating.
Beautiful.
But I'll tell you, her life is going to be difficult too, because when you come from a place, I think it's harder to get off a chintz couch than it is to get out of the gutter.
Of course.
So it's triply, quadruply challenging to be a Kennedy versus being a Joe Blow that nobody knows. Because you have to double, quadruple. You have to be not only better and smarter than everyone, but you have to work harder
So
to get that thing that's elusive.
So you know what my job is? To stay so grounded
Yeah.
that she can always fall back on me, and she always has me as a sounding board, because she's going to fuck up.
Well,
She's
that's
gonna
part of it. You know, my son he struggled for years to get a job, and he's 44. And it was really tough not to be entangled in his struggle. But I thought about this, and I thought, God, if I had won the lottery, would I give him money? Because you don't want to disrupt someone's path.
That journey.
Yeah.
No, you can't block the journey.
Because you don't know you're powerful from a place of bounty. You do know you're powerful when you have to, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes.
Precisely. So I know.
So you got to get out of their business.
Right. And this is a learning experience for me too, because it's hard for me. And I know that, you know, my daughter is often going to be distracted by the...
She's not you.
And she's not me.
Yeah.
So what do? If I...
You witness.
I witness.
You witness and stay out of it.
And I stay grounded. So she
but you
always...
witness.
Right. And I've also... in this process of learning for me has been similar to yours. I've had to relinquish my need for things.
Yeah.
I've really given up. It has been, I'm going to
But
be
I have
honest,
to say,
it's
I
been
am
hard.
a princess. In the midst of living the life I live, I realize I have the nicest of things.
Right, I
like,
get
I
it.
can't fool myself. Taylor, you can't fool yourself that you don't have the best stuff.
Well, I've stopped buying.
Yeah.
I've stopped being a consumer.
Yeah.
Because my thing is,
Because it's not going to make you happy.
A, it's not going to make me happy.
It fills
B,
up
I
your
want to
house.
stay so grounded for the kids.
Yeah.
Because I want them to understand that it's not going to fill that hole. We all have a hole. And things are not going to fill that hole. So look deep. What is going to fill that
And
hole?
she could
go for
have
it.
a moment, a couple years where she hates you. I mean, that
I think for
that
sure.
happens, and
that's
it's healthy.
painful,
but it's healthy. It's good for her because she needs to decouple from you.
One thing I will say is that she's
sort of
a
creepy, but
professional
they have
horseback rider, so she's always on the road
Oh,
and
yeah.
has been.
Oh,
so
that helps.
Yeah, she's
It
very independent.
Yeah. Well, I love talking to you. I think we're good. I'm a little sweaty.
Okay, I love talking to you.
Oh, I look pretty.
Just tell me when this book is.
I don't know. I don't have a publisher yet, and I sort of struggle sometimes because I don't want anyone to admire me.
Is there anything we can look at you for? Can we? How do we catch up with you? How do people follow you?
You
'Cause
can
have
follow
so
me
much to
because
say.
I'm on Instagram. I'm real Rae Dawn Chong, and then I'm on Facebook still. But I'm not on TikTok, and I don't have a website, but I am around.
I'm surprised you don't do public speaking and stuff. You're so good. You're so smart.
I am gonna have a book, and as soon as you do a book, I think you open up to that.
You get on the road, and then
And
you get
then
to share
I
your
also
wisdom.
don't want people to admire me. Like I love people I like Teal Swan.
I love her. She's a little dark, but I love her.
She's super dark, and I like her though.
She's a witch.
She's a witch, and I like her. And I also like.
I like her
who else do
too.
I like the lady who does the Ziva meditation.
Don't know her.
I think she's interesting. I forget her name. But she's.
Did you say you mentioned Aubrey Marcus? You're not a fan.
You know, he kind of disappointed me because he
too.
was like
Me too.
A big supporter of Robert, or the guy that's in Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy. Oh, that didn't. I don't mind him
RFK,
either. Yeah,
RFK
Robert
Jr.
Kennedy. Yeah,
I think he's gross, and I think he's a bad guy. I know he's an anti-vaxxer. So
I'm kind of down with him.
I think he's really a bad guy, and I think he's done really bad things, and I think he's a psychopath. And it made me super disappointed in Aubrey Marcus.
I just thought the whole thing, like, got to prove the women and getting pregnant, and
I don't mind that. I mean, I don't mind sex.
when you say that, I don't either. But when you say that a goddess, an Egyptian goddess, caused you to have sex and with another woman outside of your relationship, I mean, at least be honest. Just go, I'm a man. I want to have.
Know. Well, that's where
that's
where the community gets
He's
really
a little full
abusive.
of shit. Right. He's a little full of shit.
He invented that machine, that masturbation thing that I once found in my son's shower.
That's okay. Masturbation's good.
But I find that interesting. That's how he got his money.
He just.
It was he made
Oh,
a
really?
fake vagina.
He just gives me the creeps now. He's very smart.
He's super smart. And
He's
also,
super
I
smart.
think he's gorgeous.
Oh God, I don't.
I would absolutely sleep with him. And I love Vailana, his wife.
I love Violet, and
I
she's
think
got a
she's
beautiful
a
voice.
goddess.
I think she's a goddess too.
And I love that they had a baby. So I don't dislike
happy-
him,
I don't
but
either, and he's
I had to
smart.
kind of pull away from my.
I just get a little creepy. I don't like the pictures of them in like Tarzan and Jane.
I don't mind that. I
do.
love that they're gorgeous and that they're enjoying it.
Okay,
and they turned
fair.
me onto Matthias, who I adore.
Oh, Matthias DeStefano?
Yeah, I do. But I also think that he's got probably a little bit of bullshit too. But I do think that there may be you got to be
seems
careful.
authentic.
He's
Okay.
authentic. He's very good at his shtick, and I love it. But I also hold back because
Sort of male innocent ingenue.
because how can you not, when you have so many people admiring you, it does corrupt. Like people who are eager to be in leadership and eager to have a following, you have to doubt it.
Do you think Matthias gives that vibe?
I feel that Matthias has he traverses a very sharp edge.
Oh, interesting.
And
okay.
I
Critical thinking, you're questioning everything. I like that.
Well, you have to.
You do.
And I find him absolutely scrumptious, but I also am very cautious around any personality cult. And he's in a personality cult.
Just starting.
And I adore him. But even with Byron Katie, I watch out. Because I love her work.
I don't.
I love her work. I find that what she has given to the world is extraordinary. And I actually think she is the real deal. I've been with her. I've hung out with her.
I've done her course at Esalen.
I love her. I find her to be extraordinary. Now, here's the thing. She's careful. I find her one of the better ones.
I'm shocked. And do you think she's smart? You do?
I think
you
she's
do? Okay, maybe I have to
I
read.
love her work. I find her work to be super clean. I love the turnarounds. I love...
What's the big turn, the expression that she uses?
Is it true?
Is that it?
That's it.
Maybe, okay.
Is it true?
Okay.
Because it's never true. And it's always a turnaround. If you think someone, like I think my neighbor is a stupid cunt, but guess what? I can be a stupid cunt to my neighbor who I think is a stupid cunt.
Right.
See how it works?
Just a projection.
So
yeah.
it doesn't matter what you can be horrible to someone, but you got to know you're that someone. That's a reflection of a part of me. So when I own that, then I can be a little bit more compassionate towards my SC. Mm-hmm. And I worked with Dolores Cannon. I know how to do. I know how to do the. I didn't physically work with her. But I took her course.
Okay.
So I know how to hypnotize people, and yeah. And I do the. But I love that she calls the subconscious in. But I also like to call people stupid cunts when I think they're dumb. And so the SC and the SC. You see?
How English of you.
How
British of you.
It's very, very British of me. I know American women get really offended by it, but it's one of my favorite slangs.
It's funny to me too.
But if you're badly behaved, I might throw it out at you.
That's okay. I can handle it. Mm-hmm. Got a thick skin. I've taken worse. I promise.
Well, you're from New York.
And I also created a lot of drama in my life.
But
that's
okay,
what we
but
do.
back to Katie. So I think Byron Katie's work is strong, and I like her husband Stephen Mitchell, and his books are amazing. And he's done some interpretations. He's done a bunch of different books, and I think he's amazing. And he wouldn't be married to someone that was even remotely fraudulent. So I'm madly in love with the two of them. So Stephen, Katie's husband, is an incredible Zen poet, writer. They're just an extraordinary couple. He's written an incredible book on that. But of course, Lao Tzu, they say, wasn't a real person. You never know.
Oh, do they say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then what other work do I like? I like the Path work, Eva Parekos's. I like the Seth books. And I'm in the midst of reading the Blue books.
Don't know the Blue books.
The Blue books are amazing.
I'll look into them.
They're
My
from
favorite.
Lucius Publishing, and they're channeled material by a woman who channeled the Tibetans, and her name is Alice A. Bailey. And I think there's 24 books. And I've just finished a treatise of a cosmic fire.
So this has nothing to do with Book of the Dead, right? The Tibetan translations.
It
probably does.
You know what it is? You know about the Theosophical Society and
course.
Helene Blavatsky?
Of course.
So these monks, the Tibetan lamas that have come through Alice, were the same ones that worked with the Secret Doctrine. So there's a crossover.
Oh, I see.
Because I don't know if you've read Isis Unveiled.
No, I haven't.
It's kind of a historical gossipy. It was written in the 1800s, but HPV, Helene Blavatsky wrote that. It's pretty gossipy.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry, I have.
You've looked at it?
Yes, I have.
Because it's really dense.
And I've read that other Real Magic, I think it's called.
I don't know about that, but
It's
I
all
do
about
know
Blavatsky.
She's written 2 books that are famous, which is The Secret Doctrine, Volume 1 and 2, and they are so dense. And that information is from the Upanishads. It's from the earliest ever written. The Tibetan lamas are not incarnated, but they don't die. And they work in these lamas gave her the information for the Secret Doctrine. It's M and Kuthumi. And the information they give is based on some early Hindu, super ancient, the Vedas. They don't know who wrote all those books, by the way. But that information was channeled through Alice A. Bailey into 24 books. And they're blue. And they are amazing. And I'm right now reading Esoteric Healing.
I'm gonna order it.
You need to order them. They're
I'll
like
order them
$700 for the whole thing.
I'll order them now.
I welcome you to read this. This is a level of study that is extraordinary. And the treatise of a cosmic fire is about 1,400 pages.
That one I have.
And I just finished it. And
I
I was
a good reading list for me. I'm always looking for something to
I was
read.
sad to finish it. Well, the Blue books have changed my life. But here's what I was going to say. I like channeled material because I do believe that our teachers are celestial. And I don't know, you know this because whenever you meditate or when you're this is one reason why I love to drive, because when I'm in the mode of driving, my cerebral cortex is silenced because I have to focus.
Me too. It's
so
my
then it opens up the limbic system.
It's mine.
And then all the knowledge drops in.
Sometimes I'll just drive around so I can listen to something.
Well, that's why I drive. I've driven everywhere.
Me too. I love it. Okay, this was really fascinating. I want a list of your books. Maybe I'll list that under this interview.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Honey, thank you.
What a treat. Mwah. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.